What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we're jumping in and finishing off Phoenix, issues 8, 9, and 10. This is gonna get us completely caught up on the series as it stands. And over the course of the last 8 issues or so, we've seen a lot going on. Jean Grey is really starting to fall into her cosmic role. After the fall of Krakoa, she finds herself in the cosmos, saving people anywhere she can. But when she's faced against Gore the God Butcher, the path leads her directly to eternity. And eternity lets her know that her and the Phoenix, they are the manifestation of creation. So just like eternity exists, oblivion exists, death exists, Jean Grey and the Phoenix are creation. After her battle with the Black Order and Thanos, she transferred some of her power of the Phoenix over to Adani, and Adani, corrupted by her newfound power, it appears she sent Jean to the blue area of the moon, the site where Jean Grey died. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so this story starts us at the very beginning. Before the cosmos, the Phoenix was a flicker in the darkness, a manifestation of the universe's yearning for life. From the first thought that echoed through the emptiness, the Phoenix was there, a guardian of creation, a catalyst for evolution. All life emerges from the flames of the Phoenix, and all life shall return to them. They are the cycle of life itself, the promise that from every ending comes a new beginning. On the blue area of the moon, this is where we pick up. The last thing Phoenix remembers, she was facing against Thanos, using the Warlock's Eye, an ancient Asgardian magical artifact. So ancient, nobody really even knows how it works or where the power comes from. It was used to be able to try and control Jean Grey. The Warlock and her kind of merging together. It almost created a void that threatened to erase all of the universe. And so she released her power to Adani. Donnie, unwilling to give back all the power, it has caused the Phoenix to become fractured. As Jean has a conversation with Beast, Jean looks over and what she sees is the X-Men, all standing ready to fight. This is a moment that she lives in far too often. But today, something is different. They're not here to fight the Imperial Guard. She looks over and she sees that they are fighting the Dark Phoenix. And the Phoenix had altered this memory because it wants to remind her that all power comes at a cost. This is where we pick up with Adani. Purification and her currently training, trying to hone her abilities. Having just a fragment of the Phoenix Force in her, she's able to manifest all kinds of things. And so while she battles the alien horde that is her own mind creation, she thinks to herself how the Phoenix showed her the limitless power that comes with immeasurable pain. But when she felt the power of the Phoenix anchor itself deep in her heart, deep in her soul, the only thing Adani felt was freedom. This is where we see her let out a huge blast of fire. And Pericus lets her know that they showed up because you didn't listen to me. If more of the Phoenix's memories exist at the echoes inside your mind, then you have the potential to create something far worse than what we just saw. This is what happens if you become distracted. In this moment, we see Adani lash out with her emotions. And when she does, she apologizes. But then the Dark God sees this is the key to unlocking her power. They need to focus on her emotions. They need to focus on how she's feeling. Then and only then would Adani be able to bring back the Shadow Realm. That is the Dark God's goal. He is to bring back the Shadow Realm, and he is going to use Adani with her fragment of the Phoenix Force to do so. Taking us over to Nova and Rocket. They are currently sitting here in space, looking at a giant flame cocoon. Inside the cocoon, Jean Grey. Whatever happened, it caused Jean to go into a cocoon-like state. And right now, Rocket's trying to break through. As him and Nova argue over the best way to figure this out on how to deal with the situation, they do come to the conclusion that if this is in fact a cocoon, that means there's gonna be a transformation. And so while they try to force this thing open, maybe she just doesn't want to come out until she's ready. The question is, if the Phoenix is transforming, wondering, what the hell is she transforming into? Picking back up with Jean facing off against the X-Men, we see the battle, the inner turmoil between Dark Phoenix and Phoenix. When she became the Dark Phoenix, she didn't understand the power that was in her, and she feared it. That fear is what created the Dark Phoenix. And while she's found balance with this power, she has not found peace. In fact, she doesn't believe that she deserves peace or redemption, because how could she after the things that she has done? She doesn't believe that that is in the books for her. After all the things she has done and the people that she has harmed, and she tried so hard to be more than her past, to do enough good to balance out what she did, but she knows this is always going to follow her, even to the deepest reaches of space. But she knows that this isn't about erasing the darkness, it's about using it. That is the true power of the Phoenix. The power to transform, not the universe, not the world, but yourself. As we pick up with Adani, we see the Dark God beating the crap out of her. He is doing so in an effort to get her angry, to use her emotions to bring back the Dark Realm. And he is finally able to push her enough, just enough to bring back some of it, and some of the Dark God generals. With just a fragment of the Phoenix Force, Adani was able to bring them back from the Shadow Realm, bringing the Shadow Realm right here. This is where we see the Phoenix, the Eternal. From the ashes of every world she has touched, new life will rise again. She is a guardian of the cosmic balance, the keeper of the flame that ensures the universe remains ever in motion, ever alive. And she will extinguish any threat that dares to challenge with this existence. Jean Grey the Phoenix is creation. This is what takes us over to issue number 9. Rocket and Nova seeing her in her new form. Both of them can't help and stare in absolute awe of the goddess that stands before them. And Jean lets them know that Captain Marvel and Sif finished assigning the Galactic Council in restoring order, but Thanos is still missing. He disappeared after the battle, and she could go looking right now because the Warlock's eye is no longer blocking her. But first, she wants to deal with Adani and the Dark Gods. She is the guardian of cosmic balance, and that balance is currently in jeopardy. Before they head off, Rocket Raccoon has to ask the question like, are you good? Because you just went into a flame cocoon and you came out looking like you look. You're a freaking glowing space princess. Not to mention, you're starting to sound a little more cosmic entity, responsible for all creation and a little less Jean Grey. And Jean says that she gave up the powers of the Phoenix to Adani because she thought it would save the universe. But now she can feel it tearing Adani apart, and with her, the very fabric of reality. She has to go put this back together. She has to fix this, telling Nova and Rocket that it's probably best you both be somewhere safe. And so, in the blink of an eye, she transports them to a tropical planet, beachside, being served drinks. And Nova, a little boo-boo face about it. Rocket's more than happy to take in the luxury. This is what hops us over to the Shadow Realm, home of the Dark Gods. Adani working to try and make the Shadow Realm even bigger, trying to bring it all here until it is all consuming, all devouring, until this universe is nothing more than the Shadow Realm. And the other Dark Gods, they are growing impatient. They want Adani to actually do more. But let her think that she is leading this, because that girl's hunger could reshape the cosmos. It could be in our image if we feed this properly. More than certain, the Shadow Realm can fill her until she overflows, letting the shadows spread and consume all of existence. They can plunge every corner of the universe into darkness, where they reign as the gods. This is where we see Adani overtaken by the shadows, the Shadow Realm absorbing into her. She doesn't fear the power. She sees it as control. Picking up with Jean, she could just fly off and find the Dark Gods. But instead, what she's gonna do is bring the Shadow Realm to her. We see the Phoenix create a fracture in reality so vast It will draw the Shadow Realm's energy to her like a predator smelling blood. The Shadow Realm is trying to break through. The Phoenix is creating a fracture that is going to attract the Shadow Realm as it comes and takes root, a place to feed, a trap that it cannot resist. And so when Jean lures it in, she faces the monsters of the darkness. But this was never a battle. She uses her flames of purification, and this darkness is wiped away in the blink of an eye. As she gets rid of all the darkness, she runs into Adani. Adani's face fractured by the darkness in her. The over-consuming power of the Phoenix and the Shadow Realm. It is tearing her apart from the inside. But Adani doesn't want to hear anything. She attacks the Phoenix. And while this battle rages, reality reverberating, feeling the fractures, we see that Jean and Adani, they are at the nexus of all realities. This is where their final battle takes place. Hopping over to issue number 10. Adani is trying to hold the Phoenix, but Jean's letting her know, like, you can't do this. You know this isn't gonna work. This is when the dark gods chime in, saying that they don't have to hold you. You have limitless power. The only thing stopping you from taking out Adani is your own empathy. A brief moment of hesitation because you care about Adani's outcome. A brief moment is all that is needed for the Shadow Realm to begin to spread, all across the universe and into the next. And even the Phoenix can't be in all universes at one time, telling the Phoenix that I can pinpoint the exact moment you failed Adani. Instead of stopping my escape pod, in that moment, you chose this outcome. Now, Jean believes that she made the right decision, helping the greatest amount of people that she could. The Dark God is the one that made the decision to kill Adani's father. As she battles the Dark Gods, she knows what they're doing. They want to slow her down, while Adani, imbued with the Phoenix Force, acts as their vessel, distributing pieces of the Shadow Realm to every part of this universe and others. As the Dark Gods try to make their escape, believing that she's gonna focus on Adani and not worry about them, the Dark God expects her to choose Adani, and he's right. She will choose Adani, an innocent mortal dragged into the affairs of gods, a child whose life is chosen because of the turmoil that we bestowed upon her. But the Dark God also filled with hubris. He sees the Phoenix's empathy as weakness. This is where we see the Phoenix burn. And as the Phoenix flames fill up the universal sky, we see the Shadow Realm burned out of every part of existence. Any progress it was making across the universe is halted in an instant of flame. All of it gone, dark gods alike. And then Phoenix is standing toe-to-toe with Adani, telling Adani that it only takes a moment to change it all. One choice, a choice that you can make. The shadows will forever live in your soul unless you choose to let go of the darkness. And though this would mean that you're just a girl, that you're nothing more, a girl who couldn't protect her father, a girl in a world of gods and monsters who can do whatever they want, but it also makes you a girl in a world full of possibilities. Because right now it is not your responsibility to understand the whims of immortal beings. It's your responsibility to grow up in your own time, to experience love and friendship. And while the Phoenix can't bring back her father, that is not the purpose of the Phoenix. She oversees the cycles of life and death, but interfering, restoring life when it's been taken, that would disrupt the balance. Even so, Adani chooses the light. We see the darkness in the Phoenix Force lifted off of her, Jean Grey absorbing all of it, and a little girl suffering trauma left behind. As we pick up a little bit later, we pick up at a new sanctuary created by the Phoenix. A wayward home for young mutants and runaways, lost children, orphans, and everything else in between. The moon will now serve as a sanctuary to anyone who has been harmed or displaced by the higher beings of the universe. A place where children can just be children, and it falls under the protection of the Phoenix. Nova in disbelief that she was able to build it this quickly. And that's when Jean tells Nova that I appreciate you really aligning yourself with me, helping me in the stars, all that good stuff, and I need to continue to count on you to tackle the issues the Phoenix can't. Because as the Phoenix, her focus is now on cosmic balance. The universe is a vast garden. She is going gonna go out there and she's gonna start pulling some weeds. As she tends this cosmic garden, she's gonna treat each corner of the universe like it is her own family. And if we're speaking about family, someone reaches out to her, both of them believing that the other was dead, but she felt the blast of light. She saw the great shape of the phoenix in the sky like everyone else in the universe did. She knew she was right to never stop looking because she knew that her sister was still alive. Jean Grey's sister, Sarah, has come knocking. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Absolutely fun series. Had a hell of a blast reading this one. We are seeing that Jean Grey really is coming into her cosmic entity role, and I am 100% here for it. I know a big complaint of people for a long time was Jean never being able to get over her Dark Phoenix days, and it appears that she's over it, that we are past that point now. We have finally been able to see that she's able to grow. She's coming out of it. More than that, she went into her psychic flame cocoon, and she came out the phoenix she is meant to be, the creation she is meant to be. And so when going against someone like the Dark Gods, it was an absolute cakewalk for her. She cleaned them up like it was absolutely nothing. And then she went and created a sanctuary on the moon for any wayward children hurt by higher beings. Needless to say, Jean Grey is truly becoming what she was always meant to be. And now that she has fully stepped into her role as creation, she's gonna go out here and do the cosmic entity thing. No longer really focusing on small planetary issues, but universal issues. I personally am really hoping that all of this intertwines with what's going on in the Storm comics. We have Eternity that's kind of using Storm as a vessel. And if the Phoenix is on par with those like Eternity and everything else, how long before this all crosses over, before it all spills over? I'm really looking forward to Phoenix actually talking to the One Above All. We don't get to see the One Above All very often, though we just did see the One Above All very briefly for one page in the Storm comics. I'm really hoping that Jean and the Phoenix Force are going to be able to conversate more on that level, with the cosmic entities coming to her, telling her, like, hey, you belong with us. I really hope Jean becomes more focused on that, though we probably will see her grounded a little bit in the future. She has ties to Earth still, she still loves Cyclops, all that other stuff. And then, of course, you know, the second Krakoan age. Maybe a couple years from now, but inevitably we'll probably see Jean come back around. But I am in no rush to get to that day. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50 from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell if you like the content that we have coming out, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.